Hello, 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 hello. It's Walkie Talks. I'm here, Walker Stipe. What's up? Today, I would like to share, no, not even probably, undeniably, some of the most beautiful stuff that has ever happened in my life. Most hopeful stuff I'm aware of occurring, not only like in general, but in my vicinity. I was like actually involved with this shit. It's like the most wholesome stuff. So, we're in a world, it's crumbling, it's terrible. Why? I would say, largely, we can simplify it to capitalism doesn't, it's not the least functioning system, but it will and does and has fuck things up in the end. It's a greedy algorithm. It's also evil. Like, if you're the best capitalist, you're also the best slaver. Like, these things converge, math, whatever. That's bad. We've learned things. That's bad. It's really bad. The solution, my opinion, is power to the workers, which certain bearded German fellows, not Nietzsche in this instance for once, Mr. Marx, Mr. Lenin, whatever, are they perfect? No. Should we learn from the whatever? Yes. And power to the workers, for me, my own algorithmic reasons, which I'll make some stuff on at some point, is the way to go. It's the way to go. Also, it's like democracy and whatnot, which does seem pretty badass. So, one of the fights for like life on human Earth that I've been involved with is Starbucks, trying to unionize one. So I was working at one in north-ish Georgia. Was not having luck. My coworkers were like, "What's a union? Like, why would we need to fight the boss?" And I'm like, "Cause he's a billionaire." And you can't feed your kids. Is this complicated? You work all day, you're exhausted, you have multiple jobs, you can't feed your kids. This other motherfucker is so powerful and wealthy, it's like a black hole to democracy. It very much so fucks it. And, billionaires absolutely run our world. Both like politically as well as just who the fuck knows how else. Obviously, there's the Epstein stuff, but honestly, literally look at any random billionaire in any country, specifically Ukraine as well. Oof. So, Starbucks. I know this person. I guess, yeah, this is like a public news article. Their name is Paige. They fucking kick ass. This is also Snow, but I know Paige better. And I've, like, been involved in, like, trying to help them get this shit happen. Not like, this is not me, like, patting myself on the back, but just that, like, I'm just so happy that I got to be involved in like fighting back against this like pretty much like demonic corporate power of capitalism, which like quite literally wants to eat us and like is right. Like they couldn't pay their rent 1 month, and we can't let that happen. We can't let that happen. So they went on strike the other day because they recently won like their official union election. If you don't know how unions work, please look into it for your own fucking sake. It makes your own life better. You get paid more money. You have more like paid time off and benefits, and you're a human being. There's tons of other stuff we can go into with that, which actually probably will, since we're talking about my fucking legendary friend Patricia. So this is Paige. We got in the news. Also, I feel incredibly vain because I think I look real good in these pictures. Yeah, I don't work at this actual store, but I was there. Solidarity, motherfuckers. Let's go. Seize the beans. There it is. It might be flipped on your camera. I don't know. But yeah, we shut the store down on a Sunday, which are like the weekends are like so much busier. So like Starbucks lost a lot of money yesterday. Obviously, they don't really fucking care. They, are drowning in coin while the rest of us are drowning in debt, whether that be student debt or medical debt. I mean, what a fucking barbaric society. What a barbaric society. So, whatever. I literally have a friend who sent me all like screenshots of the full article because no one wanted to pay for it. But yeah, it's like the simplest stuff of like, we want to be paid enough to live consistent hours, right? Like some weeks you're working 30, 40 hours, other weeks it's 20 hours. How do you, what? And then their store specifically, somebody got injured on the job, which happens. But then, like, the boss was like, hey, you have to come back in. It's like, I got injured on the job. What the fuck? And then, what was the other big thing? Oh, is that this is obviously one store of thousands in the U.S. And there's like 160, this was like maybe a month ago. There's a fuck ton of new, like, officially by like the law of the land, which I'm considering applying to, the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board. They do like union stuff. They like decide like, hey, company, you have to fuck off, and like these people do have rights because they're humans, and sometimes it's very important. And Epstein connection, fucking Alex Acosta under Trump, fucking Trump admin. He was the same guy who was like head of the NLRB, this Alex Acosta guy, and he was the fucking gave Epstein that sweetheart deal, which is so fucking psycho. Well, it got me to get involved in the real world, I guess. Thanks, bud. But all these different stores across the country are like, all right, Starbucks, like, we're unions now, officially, by, like, the definition. We would like to collectively bargain on the way work is done at Starbucks. And Starbucks is, unsurprisingly, I would say, acting not just shittily, but, like, evilly. Like, this is an evil thing. And I'm an atheist. I don't even, like, what do you mean by evil? Like, I mean, I got my whole fucking thing with, like, oh, nihilism, death, they're all the same thing. So, towards death, right? They are working, like, in that way. Because there's a store near me, like, really near me. During the pandemic, which has not ended, yay, they had a bunch of homeless baristas. What the fuck? This is a billion-dollar company. Record profits. Wealthiest country of all time. The only way to explain this is, like, evil. Also, I want to shout out AJC for covering this in like a very like pro-union way, right? This is not these are not the kind of stories where it's like we're gonna tell it from a non-partisan perspective. It's like no. There's a good side here. There's a bad side here. I'm also not the kind of guy who's like we need to destroy Starbucks and Walmart. It's like no, we need to nationalize them. We need to take back what we have created as the people who have done the work. This was terribly told and is very annoying.
In Amazon's
because they're basically like
$15
they're trying to like be nonpartisan. It's like you're not being like non-biased between fucking Jeff Bezos and just average people. Also, I could say fucking delightful people. Just want to see if I can find like a clip of this person. Ooh, this person rocks. Their name's Atlas. Yeah, I know all these people, and they're fucking golden. Also, this was super fun, and we brought mimosas, me and my girlfriend, to this event. And apparently Chris Smalls, this is an alleged, I heard this from someone else, Chris Smalls, who's the Amazon labor guy in New York, he brought weed to one of their, like, walkouts or whatever. So we brought mimosas. We weren't that wild. But really, not pretty fun, like, exceptionally fun. That's me. I made the news. Yeah, because, I mean, Amazon is incredibly dangerous. Atlas, this person, was telling me that they have, in a year, 150% turnover. Who do you think the good guy is in this situation, right? If anyone's, like, shilling for fucking the billionaires at this point, it's like, hey, buddy, wake the fuck up. There's this right side here. So, and I don't know if I have talked about, like, all wars are imperialist wars, pretty much. And, like, the war we're in now is just World War I, Part 2, right? Like, that one was very much just, like, empires colliding, and, like, it was not actually for anything good. I think that's very much the case now with what's going on. Yeah, no war, but class war, right? Rich versus the less powerful. Oh, and then there's another strike happening today, and today, I believe, today's Howard Schultz's birthday. Let's pull up that demon's face. Starbucks, Howard Schultz. I fucking hate this man. I hate this man. This man, every day, every second of every day, is stealing food, is stealing healthcare out of the mouths of children, from mothers and fathers who are trying to feed their fucking kids. This man is stealing their money. Thief in Chief Howard Schultz. Also, this was the previous boss who, when he got fired while I was working there, got a $60 million severance. When you get fired, do you get paid $60 million for being a shit employee, boss, whatever the fuck? No, you get to be homeless. So fuck these people. It's about that simple. So we should all unionize. Like I have a point in like sharing this. You should do this. There's a thing called salting where you go work at some random fucking shitty job or decent job, whatever. Maybe it's this job you have now. Unionize. Unionize it. And you know, Lenin talks about not just trade unionism, but at the minimum, you know, we gotta like survive and whatnot. But we don't just want to be fucking Sweden, because look at Sweden right now. They're looking a little interesting with their NATO stuff, and apparently like a lot of their shit's getting privatized, which is bad. That's a bad thing. Chris Hedges is a guy, I'll be honest, he looks a little like a lot of old white men I've known in my past. Kind of like the Gestapo, but like Southern Gestapo, you know, America kind of thing. Or glorious days of history. But he's a journalist, and he's also just a fucking good-ass socialist guy who talks about things. I've read some of his books. He's an author, which is why I've read his books. Incredible. And he talks a lot about like just resistance against corporate power, because it will kill us all. It has like quite literally kind of enslaved us. Wage slavery. Frederick Douglass said this, not me. He's talked a lot about, Mr. Chris Hedges has talked a lot about how sort of resistance makes us whole. It makes us human. And I must say that I fucking feel that. I have tested that, and dude, this is not a put on face. This was like one of the most beautiful mornings of my day. So, yeah, do it for that reason alone. All right, now we got a bunch of pictures. I think I look great. I don't really give a fuck how I look. But come on, look at my hair. I love my hair. Not everyone loves my hair. Not everyone. That's fine. They're wrong. They're fine. This person fucking kicks ass. They work at the store. This is a socialist who I know and is intelligent as all hell and just the nicest person. This was like right at the beginning. Like this is like just the workers you see in this picture at the Amazon walkout. These are the mimosas. Cheers. You can barely see them, but they're there. They were very good. Like donuts, whatever. And what was also so sick is they had music. They got like a big speaker. Shout out to the guy who's in the band. This guy brought the speakers. And fucking like blasting like kind of like club, like just like nice like rap like dance music or whatever. And these people were just like fucking dancing and like looking like because the bosses, like the managers was there, and they're just like, what are you gonna do? Give us a fucking living wage. This job is bullshit. Why is this the world we've created? Why? This is nonsense. We can do better than this. We will do better than this. And they have legal rights, so like they could do that. But it reminded me a lot of I've been reading A Dangerous Pastime, and one of the stories I read is from history, and it was like, I think it was the UAW, United Auto Workers strikes, because like assembly line work, pretty soulless, and just like the way that a lot of like the workers got pretty militant, and it wasn't so much about wages or healthcare, but it was really just sort of about like dignity and like autonomy on the job, and so they would just be like really rebellious at work, which I fucking love that shit. The boss would be like, hey, speed up. And they're like, no, fuck off. I'm gonna go have a beer. They're just gonna fucking have a beer. And like, we're drinking mimosas. We're out here like blasting music and dancing and whatnot. And it just, you know? I got to go to the IBEW, which is the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. It's electricians union. It's a huge union in Atlanta. They have a giant ass building, and a lot of other like non-far right states, they would have their own building just for them. But because we're in Georgia, and this place has a history of not being left, but very much so the far right, we're able to fit like most of our unions in one building. But we're working on that, right? So this is just, can I zoom? I can zoom. The Iron Workers, see this like little like kind of comic book guy? This is like their logo, which is just so dope to me. but like what we're looking at, this is the inside of the elevator at the IBEW building. Me, once again, looking vain, and I'm happy that I am getting involved in this. Reading is important. I like that socialism, whatever, does involve, like, a theory, right? I love algorithms and shit, and if we didn't have that, I'd be like, I don't know if this is going to work out, guys. And obviously, like, history, right? Not merely simulation, but, you know, the real world and interacting in that dynamic way. We should learn and use learning theories, such as reinforcement learning. I digress. This is a little petition. You can pause the video and read it. I think you can read that. Yeah. Pretty straightforward stuff. This is a little peach, which I think looks silly, because Georgia peach, it's like our thing or whatever. But fire, this one I love, right? Because I'm all about, like, phoenixes and shit, and, like, rebirth, death, eternal recurrence, whatnot. I don't totally disagree with, like, the Christian idea of being born again. It's a little, but obviously Atlanta itself, for being fascist or whatever the fuck you want to call slavery, I don't really care. That sounds like semantics. It's bad. Civil War, Sherman was like, fuck these people, like, fuck this shit. Just burnt Atlanta down. Burn a nice little swath down of Savannah. And, you know, sort of the Reconstruction era was also, like, literally reconstructing the completely burnt out, bombed out fucking city, which we kind of deserve, let's be honest here. This is another socialist who fucking kicks ass, and I know, and is awesome. Strike a pose for workers' rights. Also great hair in the stash. Come on, the stash. This is the big union building, and me being like, hey, I'm doing things that might matter in life. This is good. This is Patricio. This is the motherfucker. He's from Chile. Pinochet, and, like, the next guy who was also, like, literally related to Nazis and stuff. His little, like, political bath I will share. He was the guy. So Patricio, this motherfucker, is the guy who led the Amazon walkout. Like, he went in there for the purpose of, like, hey, we should have better lives. We have rights. Let's do this. And he's like, I'm like, I want to be like you. This is good. But he lived in Chile. So he's from Chile. And they still had the Pinochet CIA, you know, Pinochet was a fascist dictator, who was installed by the CIA. Look up history. This is not like, ooh, CIA, like, this fucking happened. We did this. This fucking America did this. And they, you know, after Pinochet finally fucking kicked the bucket, they still had the fucking fascist dictator constitution. So there were, like, fuck tons of, like, protests and riots or whatever, rebellion. And long story short, I think, like, this past week, they finally got a new constitution. There's definitely a little, like, technocracy stuff I have questions about their new president, Gabriel Boric. He's a socialist. I'm like, you're not being very nice to these striking copper workers. Whatever. Really, I think, important stuff to look at. Whitney Webb, of course, being one of the best references. Patricio then came to America. The George Floyd 2020 COVID protests, their rebellion, come on, happened, and just nothing changed. So he went from being a bit of an anarchist to, let's just say, interested in hierarchical organization. So, people like this exist, and also they're really fun. Just a really fun person. This person, I cannot remember her name, but she, like 99%, they were like, I don't care about the pronouns. But I could be wrong. Made a bunch of really awesome art, because they're an art teacher. They teach art in, like, high school or something. So yeah, honk, because, like, we were to, the Amazon thing was, like, in a very, like, industrial area, so there were, like, shit tons of trucks and whatnot coming by, and honking was really fun, because, like, almost everyone honked, because they were like, yeah, fuck Amazon, why do we have to be owned by people? This is me kind of laughing at leftists. We should learn some things from the right, such as how to make a goddamn fist. What is so? A true patriot wants to make things better. That's what I'm saying here. All right. Alexa, why can't a company with record profits invest in its workers? Compensation and safety. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding. Me too. Yeah, this was made by this person. There was another one, but I don't have a picture of that. So this has been your daily little wrap up of a little bit of resistance, a little bit of hope, but it's something. It could give you meaning. It could give you meaning. The alternative is nihilism, and I hate that above all things. And obviously the things that are symptoms of nihilism, such as war and whatnot. So, God, I mean, come on, we can do better than this. All right, this has been Walker Stipe. Get the fuck out there, talk to some goddamn people about how you can stand up together, solidarity, collective bargaining, and we can make a better world. We already have made the world, right? Like, the people of the world did the work, and it's just parasites at the top taking all our shit, fucking us over. So, solidarity.